Welcome to Amplifying Leadership and Tip Thursday with Tara. I am Tara Lehman, a partner, coach, and consultant at Twin Life Coaching and Business Services, of which Amplifying Leadership is a division. I hope to bring you some information or a key takeaway you can use to build, enhance, or grow your leadership skills with Tip Thursday with Tara. Mistakes happen. They really do. And I have made more than one during my career. We all have, if we want to admit it or not. We're not perfect, and we're not robots. Most mistakes are minor, and a couple maybe a little bit more major, but it's what we do about it and how we lead our team around mistakes that's important. We need to encourage an honest workplace where we can actually allow employees to feel comfortable telling us about mistakes so that we can either adjust what needs to happen in the future or learn from those mistakes. First and foremost, you need to provide a space where it is okay for your team to tell you they made a mistake. If they fear reprimand when they've made a mistake, no matter how big or how small, they are not going to tell you about it, and that can cause bigger problems. So when I made a major mistake, I actually went to my boss immediately because I was comfortable letting him know that I made a major mistake. I asked him for some feedback because in that moment, I was not able to think as clearly as I wanted to. And he just calmed me down. He said to me, "It's okay. We all make mistakes. Let's see what we can do to mitigate this one." And luckily, he gave me the resources and tools I needed to stop this from going any further. So it's really important to provide a space where your team can actually say to you, "Sorry, leader, I made a mistake. I need help," especially if they're in a bit of a panic. You want to be able to calm that. Whether or not it's a small or large mistake, they need to feel comfortable coming to you about it without the fear of reprimand and without the fear that you're going to yell at them about it. It needs to be calm and collaborative. So that takes me to my next point, which is do not discipline on mistakes if they bring them to you, if at all possible. You want to have that open and honest communication with your employees. So if you discipline because they've made a mistake, then they're not going to share anything else with you again. Or maybe the team starts to be bitter towards you. Instead, try something like asking them what they've learned from this mistake. How can we avoid it in the long run? What can I do to help you mitigate it right now? Do not yell and scream at them for making mistakes. Again, we're human, okay? These things do happen. Once we figure out what we can do, how we learn from it, what we need to do with moving forward, let's make sure that anybody who needs to know about it is communicated about it. Anything confidential must stay confidential. But if it is a procedural thing, maybe there was a procedure policy or work instruction that was missing something and is causing major mistakes. Maybe the person made a mistake that could potentially happen to others and you need to share that information. Do that, communicate. We need to make sure these things do not happen again, which is why we learn from mistakes. Again, anything that needs to be kept confidential, we're not going to go share it with everybody. Instead, try to do that indirectly. Perhaps it's updating procedures or work instructions that maybe people could misinterpret. Maybe it's making sure if you're asking somebody to do the same thing that you're very clear and concise in the instructions. Perhaps it was something you missed, so they were reading between the lines. Or even reminding people that it's okay to come see me if you're not clear about something, because we don't want mistakes to happen. We want to learn from our mistakes so we can move forward from our mistakes, not so we can yell and scream at people for something that is now in the past. Remember, the past is the past. A minute ago was the past. We can't change it. I can't change what I just said unless I re-record the whole thing over again. I don't use a script for this. This just comes out. So we need to make sure that whatever we're doing, we're making sure that mistake potentially cannot happen in the future. Remember this, the light bulb was not invented in a day. Lots of mistakes and failures happened. It's about what you do with them as a leader for your team members that's important. Remember to allow a space that's open and allows for honesty when these things happen without fear of reprimand. When we allow mistakes to happen and employees are comfortable in telling us, we can move forward through them. We can update things to make sure they don't happen again. If we don't do these things, mistakes can get hidden. People won't tell us, and that could be detrimental in the future to you, your employees, the company, or even customers. You also don't want to hold someone or something back because they've been afraid to tell you about these things. We want to be able to move forward positively and collaboratively. So be that leader who helps their team learn from mistakes or those failures and sees it as a way to learn, grow, and move forward. That is our Tip Thursday with Tara this week. Did you know we have a Fundamentals of Leadership course on demand? You can find out more about this and all of our leadership services at amplifyingleadership.ca, a Twin Life coaching and business services division. Until next time, please be safe and be an amazing leader or leader to be.